In this world today, we have the two forces that we have to choose from, and it is that we can choose one direction or another direction. And in those settings, of course, we have then the people that are going to be supporting the things that are good, and some people are going to be supporting the things that are bad. And so we have that choice. And when we make our choices, we continue to grow in that direction. Tahadanga bendan iznes kha yatikat the nedo ya shoni hodo eshida the hastkinda at edole astanda at edole eshi yatikat niken odlo yos edegen niken kendole edi kishi yatikat otetast anako shibe niketa with netole. In the traditional teachings of our people, we're told that we must always be aware of people that will lie to us and will tell us all kinds of things that are not right. And they will cheat us and take things from us. And they will misinform us and they will take from us. And in some of them, it will even take our life or the life of our loved ones. And all of these things and the teachings of our Dene come from the being that is Doyash Honi, or sometimes they would say Ayasibatano, where it is the main source is from Black Yeii, Yeii, and it begins not in this life, but in the previous existence in the turquoise world or in the blue world, the second world. That is the time when there was a disagreement among the holy people. And it was that one of them became so aggressive and caused so much contention that he set fire to that world. The actual fire was to actually break up the whole idea of coming into this life to continue to grow in greater awareness. It has something to do with the idea of continually growing. And the Black Yeii must have had some disagreement about the way we would continue to grow. And it all comes down to the idea of controlling. And so in this world today, we have the two forces that we have to choose from. And it is that we can choose one direction or another direction. And in those settings, of course, we have then the people that are going to be supporting the things that are good, and some people are going to be supporting the things that are bad. And so we have that choice. And when we make our choices, we continue to grow in that direction. And so in the traditional teachings of our people, we have a noseke, which is to say the continual growth direction. And so we have symbols. And the first symbol that we have is, of course, the way that our hair grows on the top of our head. Sometimes people are confused about saying, what if I have two circles on my head? That's not significant to a lot of the ne. That has nothing to do with it, but it is that the existence of the spiral is there. And it is said to be in the continual growth direction, anoseke. And it is that these markings are also found on the fingertips and the tips of the toes, is to remind us that we must continually grow. And also in where we are placed as the ne, the way the sun, when it enters our hogan in the morning, it goes shambike. Sha is the sunlight, beke is that path or that circle that it makes in a continual growth direction. And it is the clockwise spiral. It's the way that the ceremonial baskets are woven. It's the way that we enter our hogan. When we come through the doorway, we go to our left. And so it is that everything that we do in ceremonial setting is to always remind us that we are to continually grow in greater awareness of things that are good and things that are bad. And so we have to be aware of the bad people, or the people that will lie to us and misdirect us and even take from us the things that we have to have in our lives. And there are many things we have to have in our lives. We have to be able to provide for ourselves. We have to be able to speak to one another without people being offended And it is that we don't go out of our way to make life uncomfortable for other people. We are to be a people of peace. And it is that the continual growth direction. It says that it is up to us. It is our responsibility to be able to grow in greater awareness of good, and also to understand that there are things that are going to distract us that are not good. And there are people that are either good or people that are bad. And it is not easy to be able to distinguish what is good and what is bad. It is that the only way that we would ever really have the opportunity to know is if we are a people that are going to think, are going to plan, and are going to understand that there's a purpose to life. A purpose to life is to continually grow in greater awareness, and then finally to be able to have some hope or faith in the things that we are not able to see out there so plainly. But it is that we're told, and that means it is up to you to be able to know. And the way you know is by asking the holy people. And the only way that you can ask the holy people is in your prayers. And when you receive the information from the holy people, it's not going to be something that just all of a sudden just falls on you. Sometimes you have to wait, you have to watch, you have to observe, and so you have to listen, you have to see. And in some cases you have to touch or taste or smell to understand, this is right and this is not right. There are things that we are told in the world today that are not good for us, but yet we are told it is good, and we follow along. And that's the other thing that's part of the teaching. That means don't just follow the herd. Don't just follow along. That means they will lead you over the cliff. And it is not a good thing to do. It's just to follow along. You have to determine for yourself what is good and what is not good. And so there are bad people in the world. Bad people can be a bad man, or bad people can be a woman. And it is not limited to either one, being greater in bad things and evil things and that. And that's the other part of the teaching is there is evil. There are things that are being done out there that are just absolutely evil. The taking of life, and the taking of minds, the taking of hearts, the taking away of planning, the taking away of thinking, and the taking away of faith and hope. And these are the things that people are losing in many ways, and we don't even know that that is taking place. And so when something like that happens, of course, pretty soon it becomes a normal thing. It's accepted, it's tolerated. And then, of course, it becomes a part of the way we live our lives. And when you make your life, you have to be very careful on the ingredients you use by associating with the people that have good ideas, and they know how to have joy, how to have happiness, and how to have confidence without being arrogant, and to be able to know what real peace is. Having peace in your life is very important, of course, and having the idea that there is a life hereafter and that you are responsible. And a lot of times bad people, really bad people, have no consideration at all of the idea that they are going to be responsible in the life hereafter. So they don't believe that there is a life hereafter. And they go and they set up ways to instruct people and discourage people with the idea they are going to be accountable and be able to say that there is an afterlife and we are going to be held accountable for all the things that we do. And the idea is that there are so many things that we do in this life that we don't realize that we are supporting the things that are not good. So we might get leadership into positions where they lead us in the wrong direction. And yet there are people that are saying, well, he's not good, or they are not good, and all that. How do we know? How do we come to believe otherwise? Is that we always consult with the holy people. And when we receive the information, we receive it in the heart, or in the mind, in the spirit. And that is one thing that we have always been told, is that The good will always be within your ability to comprehend easily. And the evil things are the things that will take a while to be absorbed, as it is continually given to us, one piece at a time, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and pretty soon it's like some of the things that we talk about probably, that little by little, if you put somebody in, or a frog or something in a pot of water, that when you turn up the heat, it's comfortable until it is eventually boiling, and it is something that destroys. And so it is with the evil things and the things that we accept thinking that they are good, and in reality they are not. And so the teachings of our people is that Doya Shoni in the that a she a habits on either. That means there are evil things in the world. Do all that you can to avoid the things that are going to influence you to do the things that are not right, the things that are not good, the things that are going to take you away from the beauty way path of having joy and happiness, confidence, and peace. And to always understand that to maintain that journey is to do it with prayer. That means that to be a person, a decent person, you have to have prayer. And the other thing that can kind of be mentioned is that among Native people, there are a lot of stories in that are being told. And in fact, we have organizations that are concerned about the missing women and the missing children. It is that we are not allowed to know all that is going on. We have no idea. All we do is we hear. And these are evil things. But also you have to be aware that evil is real and it does exist in the world. And there are a lot of people that conceal it. And in their circles and that, they accept it as a way of life. But to us as the Neh, or any kind of Native people, when we lose these women and children, what is that we are supposed to do? What is it that we need to know? Is that it makes life complicated for a lot of people to see someone that they love gone and never see them again. But these are evil things that happen. These are bad things that happen. They just don't just disappear. There are some people that are bad enough and evil enough to take those people from us. And it is necessary for us to be educating ourselves to the idea that there are people in the world that will take from us everything that we care about. And they will do it in a way where we don't know why, we don't know where, we don't know who. And in the end, it is very much our responsibility to just be aware and to be cautious and to be able to teach our children the right ways so that they don't put themselves in a position to be taken or to be harmed in any way in their mind and in their spirit and their physical body and in their thinking. And there are ways to learn to be a decent person. And some people don't want to learn to be a decent person. And it's something that we can't control. The only thing that we can do is ourself. And it is our thinking. And it is how we do things and how we choose to conduct ourselves as a being, as a child of the holy people. And so the things that we are told are things that take a lifetime. And it is that we must continually grow in the right direction. A nostalgia is always just a symbol, but it is to remind us that we must grow in greater awareness in the things that are good and the things that are not good. And those are the things that we are told.
Hey, thanks for watching our videos. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our uploads. Also, head over to our website, NavajoTraditionalTeachings.com. Sign up for our email list. Okay.